How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about South Carolina House Rep Jim Clyburn getting a little bit irritated at Joe Biden's selections for his cabinet so far because they don't have too many so called people of color or specifically black people. I think there's one lady, I forget her name. I know you guys know more than I do, but she has been selected to be the UN ambassador, but that's pretty much it as far as black women. And I don't think there's any black men in the cabinet as of yet right now. But hey, what you gonna do? This is Joe Biden we're talking about. We're not talking about Barack Obama. We're talking about Joe Biden. Remember when he was on the Breakfast Club? And I'm gonna keep saying it because this is a point that needs to be made. And if one person has not heard it yet, I want you to hear it. Joe Biden, when he was on the Breakfast Club, which is a black show, and Charlamagne the God, the host, asked him about some black issues as they were leaving, he was like, look, if you don't know if you're for me or for Trump, then you ain't black. That is going to be the extent of any kind of outreach, of any kind of, trying to bridge the gap between the black community and Joe Biden. That's pretty much all you're going to get. You're not going to get any kind of real tangible results. And I'm not quite sure that simply having a black face in office is going to do anything for you anyway. Maybe it looks good for you optically. Maybe it's a good way for Jim Clyburn to justify his endorsement of Joe Biden. Because remember, Joe Biden was doing terrible in the primary up until South Carolina. Pete Buttigieg had won Iowa. I mean, it looked kind of weird. People thought that it might be Pocahontas, that she might get the nomination. I figured it'd be Joe because he has a connection to Barack Obama, and that's all you really need. As long as you're the man next to the man, then you get treated nearly as good as the man got treated. Kind of like what's a man's name? John Lewis. John Lewis, oh, the civil rights icon for doing what? For being next to the man that was the actual icon of Martin Luther King Jr. Okay, he was a man next to the man, not the man himself. So he gets treated kind of, in an unfairly positive way just for having that specific role in life. So that's why Joe Biden got the nomination. That's why Joe Biden was able to succeed in South Carolina when he was not succeeding before. And I'm sure that Jim Clyburn still has some juice out there in South Carolina, especially among the Democratic Party, especially the black Democrats who really put him over the top. What they said, like 2/3 of South Carolina's Democrat population are black. So that's a pretty big boost. So now he's kind of looking embarrassed, got a little bit of egg on his face because Joe Biden is pretty much doing what he wants to do and not really putting anybody black in there. But so what? Okay, you can't negotiate after the fact. If you wanted him to have black people on his, in his cabinet, at least for now, that's what he's saying. I'm not saying he's going to win. I'm just saying that's who he's announcing right now in the cabinet. If you wanted that to happen, that should have been a condition before you give him the endorsement. It should have been like, okay, look, check it out. I can give you the endorsement. I will hand you the state of South Carolina, but check it out. I need you to put in some black folks in the cabinet. Matter of fact, here's a list that I want you to do. If you want to do some quid pro quo like that, then go ahead and go for it. All right? Or at least have an understanding. Maybe you don't say, I will do this if you do this, but just get a feeling for where he's at. It's like, okay, do you have anybody that you want to put on the administration, that you want to put in the cabinet? What are their names? Kind of do a little bit of research. Now, what he did say was, speaking about Jim Clyburn, that a lot of black folks got consideration. That is probably the promise that he got before his endorsement of Joe Biden. Well, yeah, we have a really strong list and they'll get considered, they'll get interviewed. That's pretty much how that goes. But he didn't really get what he wanted. Ain't no point in complaining now. As a matter of fact, Jim Clyburn, you should keep it to yourself. Who really cares? I know I don't care. Your constituents can't really care. Maybe they do for just optics reasons, but how can they really care? When you vote for a guy that says, look, vote for me, you ain't black, I think you don't really care about stuff like having black folks in the cabinet. I can't really I wouldn't think that you do. I mean, why would you? Like I said, you didn't already got the nomination. You didn't already got the vote from people with nothing in return for the vote. So why would they care about getting anything in return? If they were not truly promised anything, if they never get anything, then why would they want something right now? This is all just for show. Okay, totally for show and not much more. But this is what the Democratic Party does. They claim to be all inclusive and all this and that, but they're not really. They're inclusive only if you have their same particular political point of view. And you know what's funny? I think that Joe Biden, if anything, if he's trying to cater to any kind of minority group, it'd be the LGBTQ, ABCDFG number one, and then the illegal alien community, the majority of whom are going to be Hispanic. That'd be number two. So you want to get the LGBTQ because they got plenty of power. They run in Hollywood and the mainstream media. That's really important because we all know that the Democratic Party have the mainstream media in their pocket. And I'm talking about pretty much every main news station, MS-13, DNC, CNN, CBS, ABC, Fox, even to a certain extent. Look at your boy Shep Smith, who happens to be part of the LGBTQ ABCDFDG community. He was over on Fox News being subversive against the president. I wonder why. And now he's on MS-13 DNC doing the exact same thing. Okay, so you're going to get a lot of that going on, trying to cater to that group for power purposes and also for money, for fundraising, that kind of thing. All right, you got some really weird fundraisers over there, like that guy in California. I forget his name, but you guys know I'm talking about, the man that killed two black people in his house. And I'm not sure if he's locked up. I think he did get locked up finally for that. It might have been a third guy that escaped. You're talking about nearly a serial killer. What's his name? Ed Buck. The point is that they wanted to cater to the LGBTQ, every letter in the alphabet community, and then also the illegal alien community, the majority of whom are going to be Hispanic, because the next foray in the Democratic Party's outreach program is to get a bunch of illegal aliens on board as legal citizens, because their objective is to have them vote Democrat. If you have, they say 11 million, but it's probably about 30 million or more. If you have 30 million illegal aliens living here in the US of A, and you can get 75% of them to vote Democrat, it's pretty much a wrap for a lot of these states, not just California, New York, etc. You're talking about maybe like Mississippi, I mean, all over the place, because these illegal aliens live everywhere, all over the nation. They're already trying to get non-citizens to vote in certain elections. And what I mean by non-citizens and not illegal aliens is that, you know, they have green cards. They're over here legally, but they're not actual citizens. They've not become naturalized yet. But the objective is going to be to have illegal. I'm talking about no green card, no visa, no nothing, no tourist, nothing. Just over here, just hanging out, chilling, you know, selling drugs, you know, building stuff, whatever they're doing, they're just over here illegally. They're trying to make them become citizens. So that'll be the next group they want to really focus on. Why focus on the black community for what? What are they going to get as a result of catering? They already got the vote at over 90%. So what more do they want? They got the vote. They got the control over the majority of the neighborhoods. The Democratic Party see the black community as a conquered people. So there's no reason to do anything to conquer them anymore. All right, they already got it. So why have anybody black in the administration? They could have all white people with a few Hispanics and Asians, and it'd be fine. What will the black community do? That's how they look at it. And it's disrespectful. And Jim Clyburn might be kind of butthurt, maybe at least publicly. But I can't imagine that he's that mad or really upset, because he's still getting paid. He's still getting his money. So what? So what if Joe Biden does not have any black in the administration? What are you really going to do about it? You going to sit there and cry? Why? All right. You got your money, Jim Clyburn. You got what you want. You've been in office since Jesus was walking the earth. So it is what it is. As I close, I want to say this. You're not going to get anything from the Democratic Party if you're listening to me, black folks or whoever, anybody that's out there, especially black folks. Maybe if you're LGBTQ, ABCDFG, and you want to get married or something like that, maybe that might happen. You know, maybe you can be a 45-year-old man that smokes Newports every hour on an hour, a whole pack every hour on an hour. Maybe you want to go into a women's restroom and observe little girls at the stall, and that's what you want to do. If you're that kind of sick person, you may be able to get that under the Democratic Party's administration, under their rule. But if you're just a regular everyday person that happens to be black or white, really, you're not going to get much. And it is what it is, what you voted for. Now, I think the hope here is that this election does not go that way. All right. We still got a lot of court action happening right now as it relates to Trump's team and independent people protesting what's happening with the election. And I don't mean protesting as far as going out there with a sign talking about we shall overcome. I'm talking about protesting the results, as in these results don't really look right. We're going to go out there and challenge it in court. We still got that going on. We'll see some action happening towards middle of December, and then early January we'll see things for sure. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that Jim Clyburn was delusional to think that he'd be getting something from the Democratic Party at all? Is he acting? Whatever your thoughts on that are, let me know in the comments below. Do you think that Joe Biden will listen to Jim Clyburn and others that are saying, hey, there's not enough black folks in the administration, put a few more in? And that's your viewpoint. Let me know why in the comments below. You guys know where I stand. Joe Biden has no incentive to do anything that the black community tells him. The Democratic Party have no incentive. Joe Biden has no incentive. Kamala Harris has no incentive. They got what they wanted. So, all right, look, I'll see you again in 4 years. We'll come out there. We'll put hot sauce in the bag. We'll screech at the camera talking about, hey, vote for me, you ain't black. We'll do that again in 4 years. But till then, I ain't trying to hear nothing about you. I don't want to see you in my face. Go over there and leave me alone. That's pretty much what it's going to be. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.